Okay, you're ready to start running the water through your stream table. So dip a cup out of the water and pour it gently into the standard water source cup. Continue to do that. Continue to dip water out of your liter bucket and pour it into the standard water source. And then observe what happens. Notice the floodplain that is beginning to form underneath your standard water source. It's the wet area of your sand. Notice the river that it's making, and this particular one is sort of aiming kind of off to the left part of our stream table, as you can see. And there you can see the clay, the lighter material that's flowing. The floodplain area is getting close to the sand. It's broken through, and now it is starting to flow down the cliff of our plateau. Notice the white clay and how it's flowing. And now it is about to reach our hole in the end of the stream table. The white material is the clay. That's what's making the water so cloudy. Notice some of the sand material is coming down and out as well. And we're starting to get some different channels happening here. Here's 1, 2, 3 channels. And here is the clay that's being carried farther in the water and is starting to now drain out into our bucket. Notice that the sand isn't being carried quite as far. That's because the sand is heavier. The material that's being carried the farthest is the clay, and that's the cloudy material that's in the water. It's actually making the water kind of silty. So we have multiple streams and rivulets going here. Here's one big, larger one. It's carrying, and it's really cutting into the plateau, starting to make a larger canyon. And notice the power of that water. It's carrying the sand. You can see the darker pieces flowing and stopping and flowing and stopping. It's creating quite a large and long delta. And it had flowed over this way, although it seems like it's ending up staying over on that left side of the stream table. It's carrying a lot of material down the stream table and creating a delta all the way here and all the way down that channel. All right, I can see some other channels forming, some smaller ones, although there is still that main channel that's going. It's meandering, not very many meanders, probably because the water is being carried with such force because we have added on this particular stream table a slope. That wooden angle at the bottom. So it's continuing to carry the material. It's cutting farther into that canyon, you can see. And you can still see the clay, the silt, the lighter colored material being carried. Now it's actually forming 2 channels in the delta. Notice there's another channel that's forming. It's coming off this way and starting to carry sand and material off that way. And now the delta kind of has 3 big branches. It's leaning out. It's got this one going down here, it's got this one, and it's branching off this way. We still have all of the clay that's being carried in that water and is being deposited in the bucket. Notice the sand hasn't made it to the bucket. The only material that's really ending up in the bucket is the water and the clay. And notice our floodplain has expanded and has really almost flooded the entire plateau. There's really just a tiny portion over there to the right side that didn't get flooded. And our channels have been cut fairly deeply by our water source. There's still two sort of main channels, it looks like, that are being carried down. There's one and there's one. And as the water is actually getting down to the end, you can hear even the force of the water start to wane and diminish. And the little stream that is coming down out of the stream table is getting to be smaller and smaller. And now our water source is now just beginning to drip as it's getting to be the end of the water we're running through there. This is the equivalent of about 1 million years of water erosion in the Grand Canyon in the Colorado Plateau. And that's what it looks like when you have a stream table and a slope that you've added. You're going to need to empty your blue bucket, take it over to the sink, and dump it in the sink. It should be mostly clay and very little, if any, sand.